Peace, family. Hope all is well. Today we're going to be discussing a legal claim, okay? And what is a legal claim? But first, a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. If you are seeking legal or financial advice, I highly encourage you to seek legal or financial counsel immediately. Let's get into it. All right, family. Now, in our academy right now, we're discussing legal claims, okay? And these are our objectives right here at the beginning. I'm going to break down what a legal claim is to you, all right? As well as the elements of the legal claim. What is a legal claim? All right, family. A legal claim is a formal assertion of a right that a person or entity, the plaintiff, makes against another person or entity, the defendant, in a court of law. It's foundation of a lawsuit, and it is used to seek a legal remedy, such as money, property, or action, to address a wrong or harm that has occurred. So let's keep that in mind. What is a legal claim, okay? Primarily, it's an assertion of a right, okay? Dealing with the plaintiff and defendant. The plaintiff must assert, okay, their right against the defendant, okay? And there are three primary phases that must take place, okay? So let's get into it. So first here we have cause of action, okay? The specific reason why the plaintiff believes they are entitled to relief. All right, so an example of that would be breach of contract, negligence, discrimination, or wrongful eviction. Something had to have happened, okay? So when you are asserting your right, there is a cause of action that takes place, with the plaintiff asserting the right against the defendant with a cause of action. Okay, our next phase, facts supporting the claim. The evidence or events that demonstrate how the defendant's actions caused harm or violated the plaintiff's rights. All right, family, what proof do you have? If you remember within our previous videos, okay, when I spoke about the elements, all right, having your narrative, resolution, prayer, memorandum, and your jurat, I challenge you to understand exactly which, okay, how are you going to use the facts supporting the claim? Which element would that be here? Let's continue. All right, to our third phase. Our third phase, legal remedy requested. All right, the outcome the plaintiff is asking the court for, such as monetary damages, which is compensation for losses, okay, injunction, a court order to stop the defendant from taking certain actions, or a declaratory judgment, a ruling that defines the rights of the parties involved. All right, so let's put this into an example, okay, with the landlord tenant, the claim type, wrongful eviction. So our cause of action would be the landlord attempted to evict without proper notice or legal justification. Okay, that would be your cause of action. Your facts supporting the claim. The tenant made timely payments, compiled with the lease, and received no violation or notices. Okay? And lastly, remedy requested. The tenant requests the court to dismiss the eviction attempt, protect their housing rights, and possibly award damages for emotional distress or relocation cost. Okay, family, so once again, what is a legal claim, okay? It is a formal assertion of rights that a person or plaintiff makes against another person, the defendant, which goes through these three phases: cause of action, facts supporting the claim, and legal remedy requested. All right, family, so now that we understand the phases, okay, let's speak about the elements of said claim, okay? What are the elements of a legal claim? If you look right here, all right, the elements of a legal claim are the specific components that a plaintiff, the person bringing the claim, must prove to establish their case in court. Think of these elements as the building blocks of a case. If any one of them is missing, the claim might fail. So be mindful, all right? We're about to speak about the elements, but your phases, all right? You need to go through your phases and respect the elements. Let's continue. All right? Our first element, duty or obligation. a legal responsibility that the defendant owed to the plaintiff. Example, a landlord has a duty to provide a habitable or habitual living environment under South Carolina law. Getting tongue-tied, forgive me. All right, let's go to our second element right up here, okay? Breach, violation of duty. The defendant failed to meet their obligations. Example, the landlord failed to maintain the property or violated the lease agreement. Okay, our third element, causation, link between actions and harm. The plaintiff must show that the defendant's breach caused harm or damages. Example, the landlord's failure to repair plumbing caused water damage and forced the tenant to vacate temporarily. And lastly, everyone's favorite as you're going through this space, recovery and remediation. The plaintiff must prove that they suffered a loss as a result of the defendant's action or inaction. Example, the tenant incurred costs for repairs, temporary housing, or emotional distress due to the breach. So let's put this together elementally, okay? Duty, the landlord was obligated to honor the terms of the lease and provide a habitable property. Habitable property, goodness. Next, breach. The landlord attempted to evict the tenant without proper notice or justification. Next, causation. The unlawful eviction caused the tenant stress, moving costs, and loss of stability. And lastly, damages. The tenant requests financial compensation and injunctive relief to prevent eviction. Okay, family, why are elements important? Each element must be proven with evidence for the claim to succeed. Missing even one element can lead to the case being dismissed. So you have to be vigilant, all right? Make sure you're not missing these things. And lastly, defendants often try to disprove one or more element to defeat the claim. So family, the key takeaways from this, okay, from me breaking down the legal claim, all right? And prior to this, the affidavit, the elements of the affidavit is so that you can not only put together, okay, in your mind how to construct it, okay, on a letter that you're presenting as a plaintiff against your defendant, asserting, okay, your rights through your proper phases, okay, your cause of action, your facts supporting the claim, and remedy requested, while making sure that you have your elements of this claim, okay, and that you're not missing any, all right? You have your duty, your breach, okay, your causation, the link between actions and harm, all right, for the recovery and remediation. And once you're able to piece these together, there'll be no one who is going to stand in your way to keep you from handling your affairs, getting your damages, recovering and recouping interest that has not been rendered, since you now know how, okay, to perfect your claim, to perfect your affidavits, so that you can be just as prosperous as you see those with success in their lives, okay? All in all, family, I hope this helps, and I love you guys. Peace.